Hello everyone, good evening. Today, second day of the presentation, paper number 107. This is my topic, Totalitarian Insights Analyzing Dictatorship through W.H. Auden's Epitaph on a Tyrant. This is my personal information. This is the table of the content which I discuss. First, brief information about the W.H. Auden. W.H. Auden was born in England and was influenced by his parents' intellectual interest. His education study science, but later shift in English literature at Oxford University. His early work reflected modernist influence and addressed social and political issues. Evolution theme. Auden's poetry evolved from Marxist and Freudian themes to religious and spiritual concern. Immigration to the United States. In 1939, Auden immigrated to the United States and became a citizen. American period. His American period produced notable works such as the September 1, 1939 poem and Muse des Blues later volume, Auden's later volume, including The Age of Anxiety and The Shield of Achilles, fulfilled his reputation as a major poet. This is the poem Epitaph on a Tyrant. Overview of the poem Epitaph on a Tyrant is a poem by W.H. Auden written in the aftermath of World War II, reflecting of the nature of a dictatorship and dangers of political power. Structure is a metaphor for a fictional tyrant. The poem sets a tone of warning against tyranny and oppressions. The poem is a six-line poem. First stanza, two lines, characterize the tyrant pursuit of perfection as the driving force, indicating a desire for a control and order that ultimately leads to downfall. Second stanza highlights the methods the tyrant used to maintain power, including fear and the fire of had range of a tactic employed by dictators such as the propaganda and violence. The final stanza reflects on the legacy of the tyrant, acknowledging his ability to survive for a time, but serving as a warning against the persistence of tyranny, as seen in the line in the nightmare of the dark. All the dogs of Europe bark. Auden's language is a simple yet powerful, conveying a timeless message about the dangers of political power and the needs to remain against tyranny and oppressions. A definition of dictator and dictatorship. First, dictator. One holding complete autocratic control. A person with unlimited governmental power. Second, dictatorship. A government, organization, or group in which absolute power is so concentrated. I analyzed two dictators, Hitler and Joseph Stalin. First, Adolf Hitler. Brief information. Adolf Hitler, born in April 20, 1889 in Australia. Father Alois Hitler, initially named Schicklgruber, rejected twist from Vienna's Academy of Fine Arts. He moved in Munich in 1930. Initially, unfit for Australian military service, fought throughout the war, earning bravery awards. So the words as a reflect from civilian frustration. Hitler's dictatorship. Hitler dictatorship and poem parallels between actions. First, perfection in poetry. Hitler's vision for a pure iron race and his manipulation of nationalist heroic can be seen as a form poetry that was easy for people to understand. Second, knowledge of human folly. Hitler and the Nazis exploited people's fears, prejudice, and desire for much like the tyrant in the poem. In that manipulated human ability to gain support for their oppressive agenda. Third, interest in army and fleets. Hitler's rapid build-up of the German military and in aggressive foreign policy aligned with the tyrant's focus on military power. Fourth, laughter of senators. Hitler was able to control the German political establishment, much like the tyrant in the poem. Children dying in the street, the Nazis' persecution of Jews and minorities, as well as the suffering caused by World War II, resulted in the death of countless innocent people, including children. Second, Joseph Stalin. Brief information. Joseph Stalin, born in 1878 in Georgia, Russia, was dominant figure in Soviet politics from 1922 until his death in 1953. He served as the Secretary General of the Communist Party and Premier of the Soviet state. Industrialized the Soviet Union, enforced the collectivization of agriculture, and led the country to victory in World War II. Despite being hailed as a hero and genius, he viewed the cult with cynicism and in private. First, Stalin totalitarian dictatorship through Khrushchev's secret speech. Poems and the speech a parallel between first perfection and poetry. Stalin obsession with creating perfect communist society and in his use of propaganda and indoctrination to control the narrative can be seen as a form poetry uh, that was easy for people to understand. This statement suggests a Stalin effort to create a perfect communist society propaganda because they were designed to be easily understood and shape people's belief and perceptions. Second, knowledge of human folly. Stalin in his regime exploited the fears, insecurity, and desire of among the Soviet people, much like the tyrant in the poem. Third, interest in armies and fleets. Stalin's rapid industrialization and militarization of the Soviet Union, as well as his aggressive foreign policy, aligned with the tyrant focus on military power. Fourth, laughter of the senators. Stalin was able to consolidate control over the Soviet political establishment, even making them complicate in his views and execution of perceived enemies. Fifth, children dying in the streets. The Stalin regime's policies and actions, such as the collectivization of agriculture and the Great Purge, resulted in the death of millions of innocent people, including children. Was Stalin as a weak or strong dictator? Much similarity. First, perfection and poetry. In articles, Stalin was constantly frustrated by the subversions of his directives as he tried to implement his ambitious policy and plans for the Soviet Union. This relied of the poem lines about the tyrant being what he was after in terms perfection. Second, interest in army and fleets. In the article, Stalin heavily invested in the military and expanded the Soviet Union influence globally. This aligned with the poem observation about the tyrant alone, greatly interested in armies and fleet. Third, respectable senator bursting with the laughter. In the article, Stalin could command the loyalty of senior party official even if it was through fear and this reflects the poem lines about tyrant making respectable senators burst with laughter. Little children died in the street. In the article, discuss the Stalin policies such as the Holodomor famine, which led to the death of many innocent civilians, including children. This directly connect to the poem chilling line about the little children died in the street. fifth, obsession with the power and control. In the article, Stalin as the ruthless director who would stop at nothing to achieve his goal, constantly fearing potential enemies and use terror to maintain his grip on power. This aligns with the poem overall depiction of the tyrant's single-minded pursuit of perfection and control. Conclusion. W. Jordan's Epitaph on Tyrant offer a stark warning about the dangers of totalitarianism as seen through the actions of dictators like Hitler and Stalin. The poems analyze reveal common traits among such regimes, the pursuit of the perfection, exploitation of the fear and propaganda, militarization, political manipulation, and immense human suffering. Stalin, portrayed as a both strong and vulnerable, exemplifies these characteristics. Auden's poems serve as a timeless reminder to remain vigilant against tyranny and to uphold democracy and human rights. This is the references. Thank you. If any question you ask me.
My question is, how does Auden's portrayal of the tyrant's control over political institutions resonate with historical example of totalitarian regimes?
Okay. Auden's portrayal of the tyrant control over the political institution of Epitaph on Tyrant. Dictators like discuss Hitler and Stalin to men. Sorry.
Khushi, my question is, in your opinion, what insights can be gained by comparing and contrasting the actions of different dictators through the lens of Auden's poem?
Yes, Pallavi. Comparing the Hitler's Nazis Germany and Stalin's Soviet Union's both dictators in Auden's poem. Uh, uh, in C, the people similarly uh, to design structure that people similarly to. Sorry and thank you.